Hello to my beautiful friends out there. Welcome to my channel, Astro. And this is your monthly forecast for October 2025. We've already moved into fall, and October is a cleansing month because we have Mercury being the star of the month and Neptune moving back into Pisces at 29 degrees, along with Saturn at 26 degrees. And there are other planets that are following. Mars is in Scorpio. We have Mars. Mercury is going to start out in Libra, but we have Mars, Neptune, Saturn, and then we have the Sun, and Mercury will also move into Scorpio this month. So there's an emphasis on the water. Okay, water represents reflection. It also represents what you can't see. Okay, it is a portal as well. So with this water energy happening this month, we have this it's a recalibration. Neptune and Saturn moving back into Pisces is the opportunity, and the last one, to make sure that we have brought the things up that we need to let go of. And for some reason, for some of us, we forgot something, and that something needs to be addressed, and that's why they're back to show us the way. Okay, and then we have Pluto in Aquarius stationing direct, and with that direct motion, the retrograde already brought things to the surface. Now that it's at the surface, Pluto is taking action swiftly, quickly. So the cleanup is happening, and some of it is going to be whether you like it or not, okay? But I suggest that you go with the flow, because we still have the North Node in Pisces and the South Node in Virgo. So this North Node energy, along with the Neptune and Saturn in Pisces, we need to, make sure that we set our boundaries going forward. And because Neptune and Pisces are boundless energies, and sometimes with that energy, you may want to overextend yourself. And with Neptune being here, Neptune wants us to recognize our fear from our intuition. And that's where the fog and the confusion happens with Neptune. Neptune is very spiritual. It wants us to be on our spiritual path and grow spiritually, very compassionate. But we always tend to reference Neptune with the fog and the confusion. However, there is a reason for that, because that is about us being more keen about what we are experiencing, and know that the experience is either fear-based or your intuition speaking to you. Okay, So I don't want to spend too much time on this intro. Let me see, what else was there that I wanted to share with you outside of Pluto and Neptune. Okay, well, oh, all right. We do have the full moon in Aries, and that's happening on the 6th of this month. And, even though the full moon is about releasing, this is an action oriented full moon, and taking charge and being assertive in your persona, period. Okay. There's also Chiron in this action as well, and Chiron is going to highlight where the wounds are. Okay. And with the full moon being in Aries, there's a lot of emotion behind that, because Aries is the first house, and with the first house, it's all about your head and your body, your personality. So somewhere, with this Aries full moon, you are needing to heal a certain part of yourself. And there's, so much healing going on this month with Neptune, Chiron, and Pluto. But for the most part, Pluto is about the collective, okay? But, there's still some personal issues for each of us. So let's talk about the rest in the forecast. So I'll see you there. Hello, beautiful Leo risings out there. Welcome to my channel, Astro Cheryl, and this is your monthly forecast for October 2025. Okay, we're going to get right into it, and don't forget to look at the intro for, the hidden messages. All right, October 1, we have Mercury in Libra squaring Jupiter in Cancer, and this is happening in your third house of communication, siblings, local neighborhood, childhood friends, short trips, and did I say early education? If I didn't, there we have it. Okay, and then the square is with Jupiter is in your 12th house. And your 12th house is the house of retreat, unconscious, karma, hidden enemies. And again, this is also a psychic house as well. And this is old, outdated patterns in your 12th house as well. Okay? So during this transit, your desire to be fair and diplomatic, this is Mercury in Libra, may lead you to overpromise, Jupiter, or take on too much in your daily life. Okay? You may have lofty and emotionally driven goals, but they may clash with your more groundedness, immediate communication. Okay, so this makes it difficult to see the practical steps needed to achieve your vision. And we're in the 12th house anyway, so this is the house where, you're not going to be working too hard, because it's about relaxing because you're in one of those deep places. So your thoughts may feel scattered as your desire for social grace and balance communication is charged by your deeper unarticulated feelings and beliefs. You may find yourself misplacing important details, or struggling with a sense of purpose. Okay, and this is where your spiritual information is too. Connect with your spiritual self. So on the 3rd, we have Mercury in Libra opposing Chiron in Aries. And Chiron is the wounded healer. And we all have Chiron in our charts. But this is a transit. So this Chiron is in Aries, moving through your 9th house, Leo rising. And we have Mercury in a Libra opposing your 9th house with your 3rd house. So it's the 3rd and 9th house that are in play here. Okay, so your 9th house is about your beliefs, your religion, different cultures, long distance travel, your philosophies, your teachers, and publishing is also a part of that house, the 9th house. So you may experience conflicts with your deeply felt beliefs, philosophical questions, or you may have the desire for intellectual independence. You may experience frustration in trying to reconcile differing perspectives that lead to a healing of a deeper understanding of how your unique worldview impacts your daily relationships and how you communicate your truth. Okay? So this might be uncomfortable. I mean, it didn't sound to me uncomfortable, but an opposition is definitely uncomfortable. Okay? So this is something that is going to be coming through, and this is something that we need to work through. And not all of us are going to feel, real impacted by it, because it depends on the degrees. And we're just doing a general thing here today. Okay, so on the 6th, we have Mercury moving into Scorpio, and this is happening in your 4th house of home, family, ancestry, history, real estate. So you may experience a strengthening of your connection with your mother and family, getting financial comforts within the home through professional success or from your mother's resources as well. That may make you feel secure and at home, okay? Potential conflicts and misunderstandings within the home if your emotional communication becomes too blunt, because Scorpio can be that way, or critical, because Scorpio is intense. In order to maintain the harmony, you must, find some patience, okay? So we have the full moon in Aries at 8:47 p.m., and this is happening in your 9th house. And I've also spoke about the 9th house. So this is a powerful time for self-reflection, to seek wisdom, and confronting your personal philosophy, okay? You may feel an emotional pull to take a class, read a book, or engage in activities that satisfies your desire for knowledge and new perspectives. And this is really good. You may have a deep craving for freedom to explore new horizons, pursue your passions, and take a leap of faith into the unknown. Okay? So release outdated beliefs, habits, or situations that no longer serve are no longer serve and no longer in alignment with your involvement, your evolving truth, or your soul's purpose. Okay? And this is a big one for you, Leo. You know, this is definitely some spiritual growth. So Mercury in Scorpio is squaring Pluto in Aquarius, and this is happening in your fourth house and your seventh house. So you may feel a strong internal pull to resolve deep-seated issues with your home and family life, but this clashes with the external forces, ideologies, or relationship dynamics that demands transformation. So did I talk about the seventh house yet? The seventh house is about your relationship, partnerships, business partners, your exes, legal matters, your open enemies, okay, and your friends and family as well. All right, so you may feel compelled to dig into hidden, because we're dealing with Scorpio and Pluto, hidden truths about your past or your family, which may cause tension within your partners or in your close relationship, your close relationships. You may have to confront power imbalances or radical new ideas within your relationships that may challenge your sense of security at home. You may struggle psychologically during this time as well, finding your footing with issues of control and transformation at home with your family. Okay? Hang in there. So, October 13th, we have Venus moving into Libra, and Venus rules Libra. This is happening in your third house, and we've talked about the third house being the house of communication and siblings, short trips, things of that nature. So, you may find yourself motivated to engage in thoughtful discussions, travel for pleasure, or experience favorable outcomes from short-term activities. You may have an increased interest in arts and culture. We're talking Venus and Libra here. Refined communication, that is the third house, communication skills, and the potential for beneficial social interactions or new opportunities within your daily life. On the 14th, we have Pluto in Aquarius stations direct. Okay, and this is happening in your seventh house of relationships. So just so you know, when Pluto was retrograde, it was digging up stuff. And so it's dug it all up now that it's stationed direct and everything is at the surface. So now Pluto is going to be moving really fast, pushing you to clean this all up, get rid of it, let it go. Okay? So you may experience a deep reckoning with power, authenticity, and control within your closest connections, leading to the release of what no longer serves the relationship's deeper purpose. Okay? Powerful time for shadow work, and strive for radical authenticity in all partnerships. All right. So on the 16th, we have the Sun in Libra squaring Jupiter in Cancer. And this is happening in your third house and your 12th house. And I think we spoke about, let's see, did we speak about? Yeah, we spoke about the 12th house being the house of retreat, things that are hidden, or people that are hidden. Okay, so your need for intellectual fairness with the Sun in Libra and social harmony may have you frustrated by your strong emotions, confront seeking impulses, okay, or feelings of insecurity. All right? You may over promise or exaggerate your ideas. This is Jupiter in Cancer, due to an overly optimistic or expansive mindset that may cause communications that feel out of touch with reality. Okay? 'Cause you might be trying to do too much. You may be dealing with inner conflict from the past year, while also having an inflated sense of what you can achieve. And this is the sun. We're talking about ego, and it can be inflated. Your efforts to maintain social balance should be disrupted, could be disrupted by your strong, sometimes irrational, emotional responses that create unnecessary friction in your daily routines. So the new moon in Libra at 8:25 a.m. in your third house of family communication, third house of siblings communication, neighborhood, short trips. Okay? Focus on new forms of self-expression here and communication. Double check what you say and how you say it. Placing your attention on your verbal exchanges. Okay? Focus on strengthening your connections with your siblings and neighbors, and engage with your local community. You may have a more diplomatic and harmonious approach to your thoughts and your interactions because, wherever Venus or Libra is, you're going to experience that. So it's Libra. So journaling and introspection are helpful tools now, okay? So now we're moving into October 23, where we have Neptune retrogrades back to 29 degrees of Pisces. And this is happening in your 8th house of transformation, other shared resources, inheritances, psychological issues, intuitive information, tax debts, those kinds of things. Okay, so we know that Neptune is going to bring the fog and Neptune is going to bring the confusion. Neptune is also boundless. So being aware of this placement, you need to set some boundaries as to how far you're going to go. How much are you going to spend, of other people's money if that crops up. Okay, so create boundaries for yourself and try to stay within them because your fears will probably get lit up during this transit, and your intuition is always there. So knowing the difference between your fears and your intuition is something that you have to learn how to connect with, because your fear is false evidence, F-E-A-R, false evidence, F-A, perceived to be real, false evidence. I can't F-E-A-R, appearing real, false evidence appearing real. Wow, I was trying to spell the word false instead of fear. So forgive me, but it is false evidence of appearing real. So that's a strong one, your fear, and then your intuitive knowing, because your intuitive knowing is always going to serve you correctly, whereas the fear is going to take you anywhere that it other than where you should be. So that is the part of the depth of Neptune. Now, Neptune is a beautiful spiritual energy, it's compassionate, loving, and caring. It's really deeply, you know, concerned, and it wants to dig deep so that, we can become more of our true self and express ourselves more authentically. So, sometimes with Neptune, people have these, thinking that it's not a good helper planet, but it is really. We just have to understand Neptune. So I'm going to get into it. You may face confusion or poor decisions regarding joint finances or inheritances with the potential for deception or manipulation. You may experience having a blurred view of intimate connections that may leave you being unseen, okay, disconnected, or experience unreciprocated love. Okay, this transit may inspire a spiritual awakening and a stronger connection to something greater than yourself through practices like meditation or religious experiences. Okay, so this is a deep dive in your 8th house, and it can definitely help you to, I want to say that with that Pluto energy, the rise of the phoenix, it can definitely be that, kind of energy with Neptune here in your 8th house. So it's a transforming energy. So we have the Sun in Scorpio in your 4th house. You may feel a strong desire to change or improve your living situation, or you may be contemplating a major home renovation or a move. You are encouraged to take time for self-care, deep reflection, and moments of solitude for your well-being. It may also be a good time to connect with your inner circle as well. Okay, Leo, rising, this is all I have for you for your forecast this month, October. And until next time, bye for now.